road trips, well, motoring is probably the best way to see the vast landscapes of America. Motoring gives you the power and flexibility to adventure anywhere you want at any time you want. Freedom, hopefully relaxation, to make memories. Generally, of all the things on almost every person's bucket list is travel, especially a perfect scenic road trip, like driving through the spectacular National Park Arches. Arches National Park in Utah is wonderful. So let's investigate it further, shall we? Welcome to Motoring Fanatic, where I combine the love of great cars with great road trips. Hope you are all doing well. Hope you enjoyed this Arches National Park video. You can communicate with me and others through my Motoring Fanatic YouTube channel, Facebook page, and website. Links are down below. Arches National Park. Why go? Well, for unique landscapes, connecting with nature, experience the stunning natural beauty and wonder of the American Southwest, scenic drives, scenic walks, fun hikes, to actually be close to these really neat formations. A great place for nature lovers and photographers. This is a uniquely breathtaking park that must be on everyone's bucket list. Traveling to the Arches National Park is exciting, rewarding, a journey that will become a unique memory you will always fondly recall. Before jumping in too deep, let me and others know if you've gone to the Arches and what you liked about it. Give us any advice as well. Just comment below, or like I said, go out to other places that I have available in the links below and let us know what you think. Also, I have several other links about items within this video that you can still, again, go down below and reference those. Now, in this video, I will go over the park's background, maps, scenic drives, fun facts, preparations, trivia, entry passes, National Park Service cell phone app, and so forth. So here we go. The Arches National Park is located in Grand County, Utah, 5 miles north of Moab. The entrance is generally open from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. It just varies on the season. You can enter the park before 7 a.m. and after 4 p.m. Without a timed entry ticket, which I'll discuss that more later. But the park is otherwise open all day, every day. Now, the park is also 76,000 acres, a big place to get lost if you're not careful. Stay on the trails. It will host pretty much every year 850,000 visitors. That is a lot of road and walking traffic through that park, and there's good reason. Described as a scenic area offering camping and a variety of hiking trails with red rock vistas and 2,000 stone arches. Awesome. It is the largest concentration of arch-shaped natural sandstone in the world. There are small arches that are about 3 feet wide, and then large arches that can span over 300 feet. If you are curious about the beauty of the landscape, please go to some of the travel websites or even Google reviews. Alternatively, do a Google search on Arches National Park and then click to see images and just browse over the pictures. Just scan over all that. It's neat. You'll like it. you'll see thousands of really spectacular images. Be sure to watch other videos a little bit as well. I may have a link or two down below for that even. There's a lot of videos. Some of them are okay. Yeah. Anyway, this is the best video. Arches is part of the Colorado Plateau, meaning it is in a high desert with elevations ranging from 4,085 feet, pretty high, up to 5,653 feet above sea level. Daytime highs average 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, lows 30 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer temperatures can easily exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Winter lows, the average is anywhere from 0 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Critters to watch for? Well, there's plenty of them. It's not really considered a bird watching spot, but there are 273 species of birds, 10 species of lizards, 9 types of snakes. We saw a lot of chipmunks. Almost 50 species of mammals live there. So that's a lot of critter watching that you can do out there. Maps. How to wiggle around out in that area. Moab is on Highway 191, and the park is just maybe 4 miles north of there. And the entrance is located on Highway 191. From looking at the maps, which I encourage you to do so, you will see many other parks and places to visit just in this one little area. I mean, you can spend day after day after day in this whole area and just have a great time, whether you're old or young, whatever. It's just a really neat, nicely concentrated area. So be sure to have plenty of time to check this whole area out. It'll certainly be worth it. My wife and I, we love taking our little scenic drives, and Arches is very good for that. There's one road, being a little more than 18 miles, 36 miles round trip, that runs north to south, or south to north actually, with a loop at the very end of it. And there are 2 side roads to reach specific views and trails. One to the Double Arch and the Turret Arch, and the second one to Wolf Ranch and Delicate Arch. Just driving the main road and the side roads, it's a wonderful scenic drive. It can be 2 to 3 hours, depending on how much you linger at some of these sites. In my mind, it's certainly worth the $30 to get into it. It's so unique. You'll be glad you have done this. I mean, even for a scenic drive. Oh, and before I forget, scenic drive topic, there's also Highway 128 Scenic Byway. It follows the Colorado River, so it snakes along that, and it probably wouldn't take real long to drive it. It's not super far. Again, I don't know, just say 20 miles or so. I'm not sure the distance exactly. Yet, it should be a really neat drive. So you can include that. If all you want to do is have a scenic drive, man, there's plenty to do in that realm. How about some fun facts? So, rating of 4.8 out of 5 by Google Maps, a rating of 5 out of 5 from TripAdvisor, and 4.8 out of 5 from trips.com. Best to enter and access different areas by car. All the roads are fine. Parking is good, no issue there, plenty of room normally. Wheelchair accessible entrances and parking lots. There are some on-site services. You can do biking, hiking, backpacking, rock climbing, of course the walks. There are rules. You just stay on the trails. Know your limits when you're going on these hikes and such. Most of the hikes are fairly easy. There are plenty of signs that explain the areas, how far the trails are, how much time a walk might last, and stuff like that. all very good to help you decide what you want to do. There are a few picnic tables and some restrooms. I think there's 2 locations for restrooms at the Visitor Center, and then when you weasel on up at the Devil's Garden. It's decent for kids. There are some kid-friendly hiking trails. You know, if you've got some pretty easy non-hyper kids, it might be all right. Pets are allowed, mainly dogs, of course, but not so much on the trails. They typically want you to keep your dogs in the vehicles or on the parking lots, and they can go maybe a little ways out on the paved walkways. But if you go to like Wiki Travel, they advise you leave your pets at home. It's not really the place to take a pet. So you have questions. What are some of the things you want to prepare for? Number 1, when to visit. The busy time is between April and October, maybe even March and October. Expect long entry lines and crowds all through that time period. Labor Day and Memorial Day are the worst. Gee, go figure. The summer is hot, obviously. October, November, fewer crowds, but it's getting chilly. The winter months, just go ahead and say December, January, February. It is cold. But the crowds are really tiny. So if you can endure some cold and, wear proper clothing, winter times are fantastic. Just check the weather. When is the entrance open? Generally speaking, 8 to 4. It varies also depending on the season and all that kind of jazz. Maybe like 7:30 in the summer, 9 in the winter. How long do you expect to spend in the park? Well, that depends on what you want to do. You can spend all day. Who cares? You can spend the night. You can spend a few days. You got an RV, you can do what you want. Just doing a scenic drive through the park can just take a few hours. So, like I said, 2 to 4 hours or so, depending on the traffic. And there's plenty of maps available where you can see some of the sites and where you might want to take little pit stops and little scenic views. The actual times of the day to visit, it doesn't matter. It's beautiful. I mean, sunrises and sunsets are glorious. At night, you can do stargazing. It's supposed to be really, really nice at night. A silly question is, how do you enjoy the park? Well, camping, RVing, nature walks, animal spotting, night gazing, all that stuff. Any of that nature stuff, it's all there. There might even be some off-roading, ATV, that kind of jazz. There are tours and things available. So you can go four-wheeling and all that kind of good jazz. Photography is another big thing out there. Great place to go for photography. So there you go. It's just all your typical stuff is available. They do have a visitor center. And so it's a good place just to get some souvenirs, information. They have a water filling station there in case you run out of water. Well, what are the popular stops? They're all popular. Oh my God. Obviously, the most world-renowned stop is Delicate Arch. It's that great big arch. That is really cool. And the walk up to it is really neat. Balancing Rock, Landscape Arch, Devil's Garden. There's numerous really cool places to check out. Something else that you may ask and be prepared for is cell phone service. It's very spotty. Don't count on it. Make all your phone calls before and after. There is like 1 or 2 spots there that you can go that should have good cell service, but it's kind of high up. It's an area where there's a really good expansive view of the park. And do they sell food out there? No, there is no food. You go prepared if you want food. If you get hungry, you better have some snacks. So there's that. Also, one thing to be prepared on and knowledgeable about is if you're going to take anything from the park, it's only going to be photographs. You leave everything there. You don't pick up rocks. You don't pick up leaves. You don't pick up cactus needles or whatever. It doesn't matter. These parks are very particular about that sort of thing. There are other things that I found that are theoretically prohibited. Can't do. Climbing, scrambling, or walking upon stuff. You just got to be really careful. To wrap webbing, like to climb up on stuff, or rope to climb on things. They don't want any of that. You don't really just dig into any of the arches and love them and hug them and all that. You just stay easygoing. None of that crazy stuff. And you're not allowed to go into any of the arches that the openings are anywhere around 3 feet. So just be aware of those kind of things. How about a little trivia? This ought to be fun, right? In theory, anyway. Okay, animals like the black bear and mountain lion might wander in from nearby mountains. Good to know. A midget faded rattlesnake lives in burrows and rock crevices and is mostly active at night. So you shouldn't, in theory, worry about that. If you see any reptile, they advise you to just leave it alone. So less is more. If you have a reservation at the campground, you can sleep in your car or RV, in your car even, as long as it fits within the boundaries of your campsite. Arches National Park is prone to flash flooding. So there are special areas like the courthouse wash and any of the canyon areas. Bad. So be really careful there. If you see rain clouds in the sky, think twice, they say. Don't go into the canyons. So if it's raining, definitely do not go into the canyons. Flash flooding can occur whether you actually see or feel rain. It doesn't matter. You can still have a flash flood. For something very important, that is the park entry pass. So there may be more than one. They have been doing a time entry system in the past couple of years, testing that out. But essentially, you need one main pass, and that's just the site pass. And there are 4 of these. Just depends on what you want to do. And you can get a pass when you arrive, or you can go out online and get them. So no big deal there. The second pass that might be necessary, especially during the really busy season, that March to October or April to October time period, you might have to get a special timed entry system pass. What this does is it caps the number of visitors in the park relative to the resources available at the park. So if anything bad happens, there's going to be enough rangers to be there to take care of the situation, enough rangers and employees to be able to provide services for you. So, it's not for a bad reason. It's just, if it's overcrowded, that is awful. It's just a reservation system. Look into it, pre-plan months ahead. I mean, really and truly, months ahead. Also, for your convenience, the National Park Service has a cell phone app, and it's vaguely out there online also, National Park Services. So it's an app that you can get at your Apple Store or the Google Play Store. It is an app that has 423 national parks in it. It's theoretically easy to use. I haven't tried it yet. It has interactive maps. You can plan your trips. You can download maps. You can plan on tours well ahead of time and just find all kinds of things to do. Well, that concludes this video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you found all of the information, relevant and useful to you. I hope that you get out to Arches. It is possibly one of the coolest parks in America, but it is so unique. It is just, without question, a bucket list item that you really, really need to consider going to. And with that, please relax, take it easy, enjoy that great vehicle of yours, and enjoy the great parks all through America. They are wonderful and well worth the time and expense to go see them. You will have great memories to reflect back on in the future. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for stopping in, and I will see you later. Bye.